I can't even talk about it.
Oh my god, what do you know? You have to tell me.
I'm
way less stressful already.
We can actually. Okay. Smile.
Let's get some sun, baby, it's time to go.
Cool. Hello guys and welcome back to the Abundant and Aligned podcast and welcome to our first segment with the amazing Izzy.
Hi guys.
So if you saw my social media, if not, welcome back to the podcast and welcome to a new segment that we're going to be doing on the podcast monthly with Izzy. If you listen to Izzy's previous episodes, I think you've done a couple now.
Yeah, a couple.
We are besties and she's also growing an empire and a business, and she focuses on her mindset and her personal development, and she's just a great time. So I thought it would be cool to bring her on the podcast monthly, as I said, to do a segment. And we figured out this morning that it would be cool to put questions on our social media and turn it over to you guys in terms of what you want from us and what you're struggling with at the moment, what you think we can help you with. And I guess the point of this episode, this segment, is to just to keep it super conversational.
Yeah, for sure.
Chatty, having a lol. I'm filming it for YouTube as well, so you'll be able to see the behind the scenes stuff. But I mean, you should see our setup right now. We've got fruit,
taking it very seriously.
We've got coffee, we've got notes. It's
very professional.
So yes, welcome. Anyways, let's kick us off.
Yay.
I guess how we wanted to kick today's episode off is, what should we call this segment?
I feel like when you asked me before, I couldn't even
I
think of one thing to go off. So
I want to make it cool, like something about coming to chat with us or sit with us, but there's a podcast called Come Sit With Us. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
hanging out
like
with
coffee
us.
and chats.
Yeah.
But like that, like a what's it called when you have two words that sound similar to each other?
Coffee.
Coffee and combo.
Coffee and combo.
That's so lame.
But I feel like we talk way too fast, so we're on our social media going, okay guys, welcome to the Coffee and Combo.
It needs to flow a little. I guess, yeah.
And
so
you never know, maybe sometimes we'll have wine while we're
true, wine and
wine, but
wine and wine when you whinge. Yeah, I don't know. Well, I guess, okay, so maybe you guys can help us. Maybe we can put it out to the public. So it's very chatty. We just want to bring something new in every single week, different topics, different conversations. I mean, if you saw the behind the scenes of what Jess and I talk about on a regular basis, I feel like honestly it would be amazing if we just recorded our behind the scenes chats. But it's just it's very we love to help each other. We love to talk all things mindset. Obviously, we're girls, so we have a little gossip every now and then. But I feel maybe you guys can help us. And maybe as we go through, my brain will be ticking away and I can come up with something.
And if you're listening to this and things come to mind, please let us know. Comment below or find us on social media, which I've linked in the show notes below, and just let us know.
We need some help.
Let's turn to the people. Okay, cool. Well, welcome to the segment that doesn't have a name, but will soon. Anything. But for today's purposes, we thought that we would kick us off, given it is the middle of the year, and I know we both like to try and do a bit of a mid-year reflection and see where we're at with our goals, and if we need to kick ourselves up the butt and make things happen in the next 6 months. And I'm sure if you're listening to this podcast, you're probably the same. You probably set some huge goals at the start of this year. You're either completely on track and you're smashing it, or you're freaking out that there's only 6 months left of the year and you're so far from the goal. So I thought, we could just do a bit of a recap on what we've achieved so far in 2022. Our biggest results and why, and our biggest lessons and why.
Love that.
Cool. And then I think maybe in between we can inject and turn to your phone in terms of the questions we've got.
Perfect. Love it.
All right. Well, my recap of 2022 is, I moved house.
You did.
When I put that down, I was like, was that this year? It was this year.
I feel like this was ages ago, but
I found a house, and as you guys know, or if you're new to the podcast, it took me so long to find a house. We're just renting. We'll buy eventually when the property market settles down on the Gold Coast. But it took us so long. I was literally homeless for 6 months. I mean, I was living with a friend, but
literally homeless.
So we eventually found a house, and now we're in the said house, and I've decorated it, and it's super aesthetic, and it's lots of neutrals and browns, and yeah, I guess that was my first thing.
Yeah, it's a huge accomplishment.
Yeah, so nice to have my own space, and my office I just love. It's so nice to have a space to come into and work from and set up super cute. We've got it split up, so I've got one side of the office and Bart has the other side, and every time I walk in here I'm like, how can I convince him that he doesn't need an office and get rid of his shit?
Yeah.
Or like clean it up. Like, what do you mean? So he's got 2 photo frames on the wall and one fell off the other night. And do you think he's hung it back up? No. I asked him last night, I said, I'm filming in here tomorrow. Can I please put that back on the wall? No. Why? Because I need to move some stuff to put it up. Well, fucking come in here and move some shit and put it up.
Yeah, it's 2 very different vibes on each side of the office.
Anyway, I need a divider in here. So yeah, that was my big thing. And then in terms of business, I launched my signature program, the Abundant and Aligned Academy, and I've done 2 rounds of that now. Just actually started the second round, which is super exciting. It's like my baby, and it's like, yeah, it's the mentorship that's going to help you guys close the gap between where you want to be, where you are and where you want to be. And I'm super excited to help more women in the academy. And I launched the membership, Alchemy Lane, which is, another platform that you can come and learn and get my help. And it is a membership. So, but yeah, if you guys have been around here, you know what those 2 things are. So that's what I had on my list.
Amazing. Those are huge. Honestly, like this year, I just feel like, well, it's absolutely flown by at the same time. I feel like it's gone really slow at the same time. Like if I look back to the start of the year, it does seem ages ago. But for me, I've definitely, like this year, just felt like I've been really learning a lot about myself. I wouldn't say like there's anything in particular that stands out, like a huge like milestone or anything like that, but it's been a very gradual like learning year, and kind of learning like who I am and what I enjoy and what I like to be surrounded by, especially in business as well. Like for me, my whole business has been like a very huge learning curve. When I started my business, I literally started from scratch, and Jess and I talk about this all the time because sometimes you'll see people come into business and they'll just like achieve everything straight away and they are so successful straight away, but a lot of the time they've done so much personal development or had incredible mindset before they started their business. So for me, when I started my business, I had so much personal growth to do without even realizing it before I could actually start seeing real results that were sustainable. So for me, I think constantly my year this year has been very much just honing into like what I need to learn to become the next version of myself, and there's been a lot of lessons, like little lessons that I learned about me and how I like to work and what is most beneficial for me to become the next version of myself, and that's just like a lot of trial and error, and it just in particular, like reflection is so important because it kind of, you figure out what you want to bring into the next 6 months. And for me, I feel like even though I can't pinpoint one thing, the person that I was at the start of the year versus the person I am now, I feel like I just feel so different and more myself than ever. And that just makes me really excited to just like go forward in my business, knowing that I feel like I have so much more confidence in sharing what I have and what I do. And honestly, just finding your own group. I think like, especially when you come into business and you're looking around at everyone, and if you're in network marketing and you're listening to this, you might find that you're trying to replicate, other people's like way of working and aesthetics and everything like that. And for me, like I definitely, again, it's like a lot of trial and error, but I feel like I really found my groove. And I think when you find your groove more, you just want to share that so much more, and you have so much confidence doing that. So I think just the last 6 months have been a lot of learning, finding myself, finding my feet, and yeah.
Good. It's exciting. Yeah, I like that. Well, I guess we can move on to our biggest results, because that was my biggest results and why was with social media, what you just made that comment about finding your groove and doing things your way. And I've been on social media for like ever since Instagram was like whatever came out, but for the business, I obviously started showing up more in business when I started my network marketing business in Arbonne, and then obviously when I transitioned to my own brand again on social media. But honestly, I feel like this year has been the first year where I'm like just doing my thing on Instagram.
I can see that too.
Like you said, it's so easy to just follow what other people are doing, or getting on Instagram and just doing these trends because that's what everyone does. And like, so for so long, I was just like trying to show up like other people were showing up on social media. And I felt like a fucking idiot doing it because I just wasn't being myself, you know what I mean? And not only do you feel like an idiot, but other people can see that.
Definitely.
So I think this year, I honestly woke up one day and like, you know what? If I don't want to do social media that way, I'm not going to do it. And maybe my following will be slower compared to people who are doing that. But who cares? Like, because firstly, I'm enjoying it way more. And secondly, people can see me for who I really am.
Yeah.
And from that, because I was getting on the TikTok bandwagon, I'm on TikTok, guys. Go have a look. I'm learning the ropes.
You're doing it. You're killing
I'm
it.
1,000 followers, which I'm excited about.
You are killing it.
But with TikTok, they say, you know, to see a lot of growth, which is what I wanted to do, because everyone, especially Izzy, was like, TikTok is where you need to be. The growth over that on that platform is significant. Get over there. So I was like, okay. So I was following people about the TikTok, what's working, how to grow, da-da-da. And they were like, you need to do 5 to 6 videos a day. So I was like, you know what? Let's give it a go. Let's do 5 to 6 videos a day. So I did. For the first couple of weeks, I was doing 5 to 6 videos a day. And it was exhausting. I was just like constantly on the back foot because I was like, shit, I've got to think of content today. I was trying to batch content, but it was like 6 videos is
a lot
of videos. And I was just like, you know what? No, I'm not doing this. Like, I'm just going to do it how I feel. I want to show up on social media. And I've continued to grow. I'm having so much more fun over there. And yeah, I'm just finding my ideal clients and people who want to be on my platforms for me. And yeah, just enjoying it and finding that I can stay way more consistent when I'm doing it my way.
Yeah.
And I mean, I am a mindset coach. Like, I'm a huge believer in if you can back yourself and if you believe that your way is the best way, it will be the best way. It doesn't matter what trends are happening. It doesn't matter, you know, how many videos you should be posting on TikTok. As long as you feel good about it and you believe 110% that however you're showing up is going to produce results, you will produce results. And that's what I've found with my social media and yeah.
Well, yeah, I think this also comes into like quality over quantity as well.
Yeah.
Like, if you're just trying to pump out videos and they're all pretty shit, and you're just like, well, it's another video to put out there, then what's the point? It's just like, if it's a shit video, it's not going to go anywhere, it's not going to get any traction, like, and you've just wasted, you know, when it could, you could do one video a day if that's what you want to do, and it could be the best video, and that's going to bring in 20 times, you know, even way more than that, you know? So I think definitely just finding what you enjoy. And again, like, it'll always be more beneficial because you'll end up doing it more consistently and you won't get burnt out because, for me, TikTok is huge as well. That's been my biggest change in my business personally. I really do love TikTok, and I find that like it's super beneficial because you can reach such a large audience. But what I found that's really worked for me is actually like educating people rather than just expecting that everyone knows what you're talking about. That's been my biggest lesson with social media this year. And actually like going on, and for me, I promote products, so actually educating people about the product, actually educating people about the business, because I feel like then you're going to actually attract people who really want to hear what you have to say because they have enough knowledge to take action from what you've said. So TikTok, educating people, that's been my biggest results and kind of what I've really seen a big shift in. And
I think the other thing I just had there was like building my brand as well, which goes on to social media, is finding what your brand is. And I think my business has really stepped into a brand in terms of the vibe, the colors, the aesthetics, and the women that want to be in my community. It's so weird. A couple of women joined the academy, literally 2 people, because I drink wine and I drink coffee.
I love that.
And like, I put a post up one night and Bart had just cooked me pasta. I was sitting up at the bench eating my pasta and having a glass of red, and I was in my pajamas, and I just took a photo and put that on my social media, and a girl responded to that photo. It was like, I've been meaning to message you about the academy, like, I want to join, I really resonate with you. And it was like literally me just sitting up at the bench drinking wine.
It shows when you yourself, you'll attract people who are like you as well.
Yeah, 100%. So
no one wants to be like, I'm and I go through this too, I'm like so in and out, like, do I follow an aesthetic, do I not, do I just post myself, do I look more like pretty on Instagram? And I definitely go back and forth, and I don't know if I've truly like discovered what works best. But I do think, like, if you think about who you follow and watch the most, is it people who post pretty photos all the time, or is it people who are really funny, or you know, who are literally just sharing their day-to-day life? Because let's be honest, we're all very nosy, and I love like seeing more like inside scoop of someone's life rather than just pretty photos. So, you know, obviously, if you're a bit of like a perfectionist and you want your grid and everything to look a certain way, I understand it can be hard to let people in, but I think it's important to, you know, showcase yourself more, because you're going to then attract people who are more like you, and probably people who respect you more because they can actually get to know you a little bit more too. So yeah.
And you just never know which post is going to click. Like I said, I just put that one up that night because Bart cooked me dinner, and I was like, this is cute. and it got me an enrollment into my mentorship. Like, you just never know what's going to click with people.
For sure.
Just feel what feels good. Okay, well, was that all for your biggest wins?
Biggest results, yes. Biggest lessons.
Cool. Well, should we go to a question?
Yeah, let's do a question. So I did go to the public because, you know.
Also, I'm stuffing my face in the background here. I just got really hungry.
Jess has been so great and provided us with snacks today.
Yeah,
so
some fruit and music well.
If you like ASMR, let me know and I can crunch into the microphone. Because I love it.
I actually made an ASMR video last night when I was setting my office up. I don't know if you noticed on social media on Instagram.
I didn't notice it.
Well, I didn't realise I was, and usually I would just mute it. But I was like putting things down, like putting my pens in, and I was opening stuff, and it sounded actually
I love ASMR.
really cool.
Oh my gosh. Guys, if you want me to do anyone wants to me.
Thing.
Guys, if you're listening and you like ASMR, please, I don't even know, like message me and say how much you love ASMR because surely I can't be alone.
She's on the cusp of wanting to create an account for
I
ASMR.
genuinely want to do an ASMR channel, but I just feel like people would think I'm so bizarre. Maybe a lot of people do it from the mouth down and don't show their face. Yeah. Could be an option.
Why? Why can't you show your face?
Well, no, you can because people obviously don't want people to know who they are.
Why? Because it's weird.
Well, it's a bit weird, isn't it? But I respect the people who do it. I do.
Honestly.
They help me get to sleep at night.
Do you listen to it when you go to sleep? No, you don't.
Every night.
What do you listen? What sound do you listen to? Oh my god.
I can't even talk about it.
Oh my god. What do you know? You have to tell me.
I listen to like role plays.
What?
It'll be like a role play. You come to the doctor for a checkup.
So people act out that they've gone to the doctors for a checkup, and you listen to that to go to sleep.
Yeah. Guys,
okay, after we answer these questions and I'm moving on to my lessons, you're getting up.
I can literally go through my
listen
history
to go to sleep. That is so weird. Go to a question,
Guys, come on.
and then in the meantime, you need to find this thing.
Okay, I'll find it.
Oh my god.
Maybe I can play someone to the microphone.
Yeah, that's what I want you to do.
Oh, okay.
I want to know what this sound is.
You'll die. Okay. What's a good question? Let's do. What makes you persevere on days you have low energy and poor mental health? Do you want to start us off?
That's actually a huge. Yeah. Okay. It's literally just listening to my body. If I'm tired, I'll sleep in. If I can't be bothered to go to the gym, I won't go to the gym. And that's a huge thing for me to sit here and say because I used to be super strict with my routine. So if I woke up in the morning and I was tired and sluggish, I would just still push myself to get up, journal, meditate, go to the gym, do all the things that I needed to do. And then, I'll just keep going and I just wouldn't listen to my body. Yeah. So now, if I'm tired, I'll just chill out. In saying that, I don't really get tired. Like, I have a really good nighttime routine. From 9 o'clock, I'm off my computer and laptop unless
you're very
something
disciplined.
is important. I put my lavender essential oil diffuser on. I usually do a meditation before bed. Like, I'm pretty good at really winding down and I'm really good at making sure I'm asleep by like 10 o'clock. And I am the best sleeper in the world. Like, I literally sleep like a log and then I wake up at 6 and I'm awake. But on the days that I just feel off, I just try and do anything I can to make myself feel better. And that changes each morning. Sometimes it's just going for a beach walk. Sometimes it's making a coffee and just sitting on the lounge and reading a book that I know will remind me that I'm in control of my mindset, aka Becoming Supernatural by Dr. Joe Dispenza is the best thing you'll ever read.
I need to read that.
It's so good. And journaling, if I'm really in my head, I just need to unload. I just get my journal out and just unload. And just be gentle on myself, but also just remind myself, do I want the shitty mood that I've just woken up in to go into the rest of my day? And I'm pretty good at trying to turn it around ASAP. And like I said, I do have a lot of ways that I can do that. Yeah. I always tell the girls in the academy and in Alchemy Lane to actually create a high vibe list. So figure out a list of all the things that you know for sure make you feel better and make sure you've got a few things on there that are time dependent. So if you've literally just got 5 minutes before you go to work, what's something on that list that will take you 5 minutes? Dancing in your undies in the house, that's my go-to. Or if you've got a couple of hours, what can you do that's going to take you a couple of hours to really get yourself in the best state of mind that's going to allow you to go about your day positively, abundant, all the feels that will bring in that success. So yeah, that's something I do.
Yeah.
What about you?
I think like, so for me, I definitely go in and out of being really good with my mindset and then really bad. I'm like one or the other. Like I'm like having the best week of my life, so productive, so positive, in the best mindset, and then I'll have a week where I feel really low. Like I'm very up and down, but I also know that's very much down to me. And I think actually like what I want to touch on being like in our generation, it is so easy to turn quickly to TikTok, turn quickly to being unproductive, turn quickly to something that's going to fulfill, what is it called? Like TikTok?
Just like instant gratification.
Instant gratification, that's exactly what I'm trying to say. And I'm so guilty of this, so I'm definitely talking to myself here. You know, like we feel down and we just want instant gratification, we want instant happiness. That's going to be TikTok, maybe that's Instagram. And let's all be real, that actually in the end never makes us feel better. And I think
TikTok makes me feel worse sometimes.
TikTok, when I'm on it, is amazing. I find it really entertaining, but the amount of time that can be wasted on that app versus what it's actually doing for my mental health is not great, because you know, if I'm feeling down, usually that's a place I go to feel connected to people, to feel, you know, to distract myself from what I'm truly feeling, which is maybe anxious, maybe, you know, I'm having a self-doubt day with my business, whatever it is, I'll turn to instant gratification or try to like switch my mind off to go to something else. Whereas sure, that might be fine for a little bit, but if you're doing that constantly, then obviously it's not going to help you in the future. And as much as, you know, it's so easy to say, do your journaling, do your meditations, go for a walk. It can feel so hard sometimes. Like getting out of bed and not turning to social media, not just doing things that are super easy to do. Obviously it's so much harder to actually put yourself out there and you know, make a difference and change up your routine. But it's there for a reason. Like
and
journaling helps for a reason. Meditation, there's reasons why people do it. There's reasons why people who are so into personal development are some of the happiest people in this world. There's reasons why, you know, people go on walks. Like, I know it can feel so hard, but if you just start very simply, and for me, a huge tip is make a list. I love a bit of pen and paper, just like having everything written down for the day, even if you space it out nice and evenly, or, you know, you give yourself time to do these things, ticking off a list, you know, it might literally be like, get up, you know, make my green shot, so like something that has lots of vitamins and minerals, that instantly makes me feel like I've got myself more together. Then maybe I've gotten there, right, go for a walk, and instantly, you know, even though that might feel hard if I'm having a really down day, instantly within 10 minutes, I feel like I'm that much better. Then I'll come home. Honestly, you just have to be really
It can be a decision.
Yeah, it can be, you know, even at the time when you're writing this list, you're like, I really don't want to do these things. Just know that afterwards, even though it doesn't feel like it's going to make such a difference. And I'm so guilty of just like lying in that, like, I'm sorry for myself, I feel anxious, I feel down mood. It's so easy to, but it is actually up to you to change that. And I know that's like not what people want to hear, because, you know, I understand it's really hard to make those decisions, but honestly, getting out, doing the things, taking the action that's going to make you feel better will make a difference, even if it's just small baby steps.
I can feel the heat is rising.